How is it going? How's everybody doing? See, I got a friend here that's bugging me. Yeah, they're bugging me. We'll have dinner in a little bit. But we are back to do a quick unboxing video. I had to run to Wally World and get me a couple of things to just pop in the microwave for dinner. I didn't feel like ordering out. I didn't really feel like cooking. So I just got a couple of pasta things from the deli section that I just have to heat up and eat. Then I got me some Neapolitan ice cream. Couldn't decide what I wanted, so I figured, well, Neapolitan, you're getting 3 ice creams in one, so why not? Got me some Cool Whip, and then I got a banana cream pie. I got it sitting in, actually I have it sitting in the microwave right now to make sure the dog doesn't try to mess with it, but I'm trying to get it to thaw out. So I'd like to have a piece of it before I call it a night. But we'll see. Got done mowing the grass today. I noticed as I was like doing a few little other things around the yard, there was one spot over by my bird feeder outside my bay window that I forgot to trim around, but I can wait and do that one day this week. And other than that, I really didn't do much at all today. Being a Sunday, April 12th, yesterday I went with my daughter and her younger sister and my 2 grandsons, which are my daughter's sons, and then my daughter's mother. Her and I haven't been together since my daughter Brooke was about 6 months old. She is 30 now, so long time. But around the time my daughter was about 6, and she really started expressing interest of wanting to come and just spend time with me, so that her and I could bond a little bit and go just do our own things. And like concerts. Well, I mean, not that young concerts, but watch movies. Except her mom's not really interested in like Marvel or DC stuff like that. I'm a big geek with that. Obviously, y'all know that. And my daughter has definitely followed in my footsteps in that regard. She's not quite the geek I am, because I make sure to keep up on all the new Marvel stuff as it comes out. There's a lot she hasn't seen. I introduced her to the first episode of Moon Knight, which she really enjoyed. I think that was an excellent series. I don't care what anybody says. I think Oscar Isaac did a phenomenal job playing that role and the many facets of that role. So I'm looking forward to her when she's got time, like when the boys are with their dad. Maybe she'll want to come over and continue diving into some of the Marvel stuff that she hasn't seen. I'd really like to get her engrossed in Star Wars, because I think she might have seen a couple things here and there. But I really think, much like Marvel, she actually took the time to start at the beginning and watch it through in like chronological order as far as the story. She would fall in love with Star Wars just like I did. But again, time will tell. But we all went to the Newport Aquarium. I do think it's nice that me and her mom put aside our differences, mainly for my daughter's sake, and now for the grandkids. Of course, me and her mom haven't had any issues in many years now. We buried the hatchet, if you will, because we were both just kind of being, excuse my language, but kind of being assholes about the whole thing. I reach out to any parents out there. Obviously, if the other person is a bad person, then there's an exception. Or if they have extremely bad habits, if they're, sad to say, if they're an addict or an alcoholic or abusive, obviously that makes a big difference. But if they're decent, and they're loving, there's no reason why whatever differences the two of you have, why you can't just put those aside, especially around the kids. And it doesn't matter how old those kids get. Even when they get into adulthood, the two of you should be able to come around and do things with your child or your children, even as adults, especially if there is another generation involved. And go out and do stuff. Now, obviously, if if you or your, in this case, your ex, the other parent, are involved with someone, then that can make a difference too. Unless you include that person, and as long as the kids and stuff don't have a problem, and you don't have a problem with it, I don't see anything wrong with that either. There's no reason why all of you can't get along. I mean, the way I look at it is your exes are normally exes for a reason. Either one of you did something to end a relationship, or the relationship just as you fell in love, you fell out of love. It happens. So there's really no bad blood. And if that's the case, then even if they're involved with somebody else, or you involved with somebody else, as long as the people that are involved don't have a problem with it, and the kids don't have a problem with it, then, I mean, you should, for the kids' sake, be able to be around each other. But, you know, it's one of those things you got to take, you know, step by step. You know, and if there is an issue, then either, you know, you don't do things together unless it's something big. You know, obviously, if it's your kid's graduation or birthday, Christmas, things of that nature, the significant other that you're with should either be able to suck it up and deal with it for that one time, or, you know, be okay with it. And especially if you make it apparent that there's nothing between you and your ex, that it's strictly just for your kids, then okay. Or you just mutually agree that, you know, that the kids are going to have, you know, 2 Christmases or 2 birthday parties or whatever. Or you're going to be at graduation, but you're not going to sit in the same area. That's just my thoughts. And luckily, me and Amy, my daughter's mother, we've been able to do that. Now, obviously, you know, when I've been involved with someone or she's been involved with them, we just did what I just said. You know, we weren't, you know, spending that time together like we would when we were both single. Not any interest on our parts, but just because then there's not that awkwardness with somebody else being involved. Anyway, I'm rambling. Y'all know I do that. Let's dive in. I bought this mainly because, like I said, I went to Walmart and I thought, you know what, I got a little extra money because I didn't spend any money at Newport. Yeah, I didn't get anything to eat. Anything. Actually, my daughter bought me a Coke in their little cafe thing, which I greatly appreciated. Because it was cash only. That's all I had on me was cash. You know, I hate so many places. I understand during COVID, but now, come on. I don't understand why places don't accept cash anymore. Or if you're not going to accept cash, have those like reverse ATMs on hand, and not just like right when you walk in. But if you're going to have like Newport Aquarium, they have like their cafe or their, I think they call it like Sharky's Cafe or something. I mean, it's nice. They get a lot of different options for food and stuff to drink and everything. But it's like in the middle of the venue. And as far as I can see, they didn't have like a reverse ATM or like one of those auto debit where you can put in cash and get like a one-time use debit card out of it. So, you know, it's just kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, I didn't spend any money, especially in the gift shop. You know, no offense to my daughter, you know, they all bought stuff. I got better things to spend my money on. Now, I can understand for the grandkids, getting them like a souvenir from the trip. Fine. I don't need a souvenir from the trip. Okay. I remember everything there. I didn't even take pictures because, you know, I've been there before. You know, I watch a lot of documentaries, so there wasn't really anything there that surprised me. I had a great time, don't get me wrong. But I can't see spending, you know, $25 or $30 on a stuffed animal. What the hell am I going to do with it? Anyway, here we go. I know, ramble. This is Sportkings Volume 4. I think this is just like all different sports. All different generations. Says look for special memorabilia, autograph, and swatch inserts. 35 Sportkings Volume 4 base trading cards, 15 parallels plus 1 bonus pack. Base cards contain 20 regular cards and 15 mini cards. Each bonus pack contains a premium insert, an exclusive blue level parallel, and an exclusive nickname card. And then obviously in your base packs you can get one of your base cards swapped out for an auto or stuff like that. So we'll do the bonus pack last. So I've never heard of this. Again, the only reason I bought it because it was on sale. It was one of the few things there that actually had a price on it, where I could know how much I was going to be spending before I went to actually cash out. Here we go. I've never heard of Sportkings. I don't think I don't think they're licensed by anything. They could be. I don't know. Comment down below if you know. All right, we have got Joseph Rude. Wrestling. Yeah, some of these people actually I'll have to read the back of because I don't have any idea. I think that's a parallel because it's got a gray border. The other ones look like they have white borders. We've got Kurt Warner. And these are all, they're not photos. It looks like they're drawn pictures, so that's kind of cool. J.R. Kelski. Short track speed skating. So we probably have some Olympic competitors in here. We have Jerry Rice. Maddie Nikanan. Ski jumping. That's a crazy sport to watch. Oh, we have another one, but this is a silver parallel. So let's keep the parallels separate from the other ones. All right, mini cards. Grant Holloway for track and field. I mean, these might actually have some value because they're different from standard cards. We got that Maddie again in the little card version. Larry Bird, absolute legend. Oh, and we have a blue parallel from Efren Reyes, billiards. I do that. I do have a pool table. I used to go, before I got my house and I got a pool table, I used to go to, there was a place called Buckeye Billiards in Troy, over by the old Ordings, carry out. They used to have, I think, like 12 or 14 tables in there. They had a few like 8-foot competition size table and then 7-foot tables. I think they had one or two just like coin op tables. But I used to go there and play pool like at least once every 2 weeks. And then for a while it had moved over. There was a building farther up the interstate at the next Troy exit. And there was a building that had two things in it, and one side was Total Exposure, which was an adult dancer venue. Yes, I went in there. I'm a guy. It wasn't anything to get like, lack of a word, excited about. I mean, I don't know how professional it was. I mean, it was a clean, nice looking place, but And then Buckeye Billiards they had moved and it was right next to it. Eventually, they both went out of business, and that building was demolished, and now there's just the empty concrete thing sitting there. Nobody's actually bought the lot. I think it's like prime real estate, really, for business, because it'd be kind of by itself. It's in like a little cul-de-sac. and it's literally right next to the interstate. So if you put something there, you're going to get a lot of traffic seeing it. But anyway, yeah, my pool table here I don't really use because the dog can jump up on the pool table, and I don't want to risk me be out there playing pool and she decides to jump up on the pool table, rip the felt, and I don't have, you know, a couple $1,000s to get it replaced. So I don't play pool. Here's an absolute legend. We have, woo, Ric Flair. That is in the gray or silver, probably more gray than silver, parallel. We have Carl Eller. I don't recognize his name. We have Frank Shorter for Marathon. Give those people a lot of props too, huh? I don't really like running. Unless I have to. You got another Larry Bird. I can see why these were right put on sale, because I mean, I don't imagine there's a lot of people that are collecting this. We have Juan Manuel Fangio. I'm going to take a guess. He's either an IndyCar driver or he is a horse jockey. Yep, Formula One. Okay, that's close. Formula One Indies are pretty close. All right, we got another gray parallel Fred Taylor hockey. All right, small cars. We have Dallas Seavey sled dog racing. We've got another Carl Eller in a small card. Frank Gore. Recognize him. And we got a blue parallel for Mia Long for table tennis. You ever watch that on TV? Gee, I don't see how they do it, honestly. It's insane. Absolute insanity. Alright, next pack. Gray parallel for Frank Gore. We've got Arian Knighton for track and field. Jerry West for basketball. Carrie Strug for gymnastics. I recognize her name. Ole Einar Jorndalen. Yeah, I completely butchered that, I'm sure. It looks like he's probably Norwegian or Swedish, maybe. For the biathlon. So that's what, like, the biathlon is it like cross-country skiing and then, like, skeet shooting? Is that the two sports? Because it looks like he's got a firearm on the back. Maybe not. I don't know. Alright, gray parallel for that Juan Manuel from Formula One. Small cars. Oh, we got Efren Reyes in the small card. We got that Ole Einar in the small card. It looks like the base isn't like massively huge in this card set because I'm getting a lot of the same ones. Lolo Jones, track and field, small card, and a blue parallel for that Maddie. Didn't I already have a blue parallel for that Maddie, or was it a silver? Yeah, it must have been silver. or gray, whatever. Next, I'm getting hungry. Back to work tomorrow. Weekends never seem long enough. Of course, maybe if I wouldn't have slept as long as I did today. Alright, gray parallel for Victor Espinoza, horse racing. Frank Gore. Dallas Seavey for the sled dogs. Jerry Rice. Sergey Bubka for the pole vault. There's that Mia Long, whatever. Table tennis, silver parallel, gray parallel. Small cards. We got a Cal Ripken Jr. That's nice. We got that Sergey Bubka in a small card, and Jerry Rice a small card, and blue parallel for that Sergey. Yeah, we're definitely getting a lot of the same. I almost feel like maybe the base set's only like 50 different at most. That, or they just don't do a very good job of like mixing them up when they box them. Got Amy Van Deacon, gray parallel, swimming. We got Lolo Jones, Grant Holloway for track and field, Jerry Rice. So they have two different Jerry Rices. They have one where he's in uniform and one where he's not. Efren Reyes. I don't think that means like one of them's a parallel. I guess I should check that out. Ma Long. That Kerry Strug, a small card. Victor Espinoza, small card. Nolan Ryan in a small card. So we got Nolan Ryan and then Cal Ripken Jr. in the small cards. Those are probably the two best ones, honestly, right now. And we got the blue parallel with Ole. Alright, bonus pack. Well, we didn't pull any like autos or patches or anything. So, here we go. Oh, I spoke too soon. We've got a patch here for Grant Holloway. Single memorabilia. You have received a Sportkings Volume 4 memorabilia card. On the front of this card is a piece of racing singlet worn by Grant Holloway. Indoor 60-meter hurdles world record holder during an official race. So that's kind of nice. That might be the best card now. And then we've got this looks like a dark blue parallel Lolo Jones and Flash 80. What is this? Jerry Rice, Flash 80. Oh, nickname. That's the nickname card. Flash 80. Alright. I mean, for $15, I don't think it was that bad. I have to say, like, value-wise, the patch is probably the best one. Just because, I mean, it was actually worn during a race. For me, the best would probably be the two small cards of Cal Ripken and Nolan Ryan. I've got a number of old, like, 1970s Nolan Ryan cards. I almost thought about getting them graded, but then I thought, it wouldn't be worth it unless they grade high. So, I'll probably just keep them. But, alright, there we go. Let me know what you think. Do you think was it a good buy at $15? Technically it was $14.97 is how it was running up, but yeah, they were like out of a lot. The shelves were looking pretty bare. They didn't have like any of the hanger boxes or hanger packs. All they had was like blaster boxes, and they don't have prices on anything. I don't know. I don't know whether you could actually like use the app, Walmart app, and look up what you're trying to see and see if, I mean, and ask if they have the same prices online as they do in store. I don't know. Anybody that works at Walmart, tell me, and just why don't they have prices on that stuff? I mean, they got like grocery section. Everything has a price on it. I don't know, just weird. But anyway, as always, look up yourself and everyone around you, so you have a much better chance of staying safe and healthy. I'm going down to eat some dinner, watch a little TV, put my clothes on a dryer, and relax for the evening. So, see ya.